In the Harlem neighborhood of New York City, Target's first store, to open in Manhattan, has permanently shut its doors. The retailer has closed 8 other city stores around the country. Target's closures, which the company blamed on theft and violence at a time when sales have stagnated, marked the latest in a series of public setbacks for the big box retailer, a jarring turnabout for a company seen as a major pandemic winner. Yet as Target tries to pull itself out of a recent rut, Chief Operating Officer John Mulligan said the company sees lots more opportunity to grow in New York, including city neighborhoods. He pointed to closures and openings in Target's hometown of Minneapolis-St. Paul and in Chicago as evidence that shuttering stores does not mean the company has run out of room to grow. "If you go back through time, this is something we've done over and over again," he said. "And when we close a store in a market, it doesn't mean we stop investing in that market." This week, Target, for the first time since the surprise store closures, will update investors on its sales trends and efforts to overcome a string of challenges. It will report fiscal third quarter earnings on Wednesday and share with investors where it plans to go from here. The company, in many ways, embodies both the benefits retailers saw during the COVID pandemic spending boom and the unique challenges they have faced coming out of it. Like other retailers, Target is dealing with softer sales, a reflection that shoppers have less to buy after a stimulus-fueled shopping spree and have pinched pennies because of inflation. It has coped with other dynamics, too, including stocking too much of the wrong inventory, backlash over its Pride collection, and losses from theft and organized retail crime. Some other retailers, such as Nordstrom and Walmart, have also shut stores in major cities, though they have not specifically blamed theft. Those companies closed stores in San Francisco and Chicago, respectively, may have also felt the impact of people moving to suburbs or spending half or more of their work weeks at home. Target's Mulligan said evaluating and closing stores is a routine part of operating a company. "Some locations don't work," he said, and Target believed the 9 stores that it closed in the New York, Seattle, Portland, and San Francisco areas weren't safe anymore. But Greg Melick, a retail analyst for Evercore ISI, said the shuttered locations represent a bigger challenge for Target. It has struggled to win shoppers and get back on a path to growth. Theft and safety concerns likely contributed to already underperforming stores, he said. "They've got to get their customer back," he said. "That's the fundamental problem." In a recent interview with CNBC's Becky Quick, CEO Brian Cornell said Target has even noticed shoppers buying fewer groceries as they feel pinched by really sticky inflation on everyday items like baby formula and pet food. As Target looks to the holiday season, he said the company will contend with consumers juggling the higher cost of carrying a credit card balance, a steeper mortgage rate for homeowners, and an extra expense as student loan payments resume. Cornell doesn't expect that mentality to change anytime soon.
The Marvels didn't go higher, further or faster during its opening weekend in theaters. The latest entrant in the Marvel Cinematic Universe hauled in an estimated $47 million domestically over its debut weekend, the lowest in the 30-plus film franchise's history. Initial predictions saw the film opening at between $75 million and $80 million domestically, but those figures shrunk to a range between $60 million and $5 million ahead of Friday's opening internationally. The Marvels garnered $63.3 million in ticket sales, bringing its global haul to $110.3 million. Despite posting the lowest domestic debut for the MCU, the Marvels proved once again the importance of the international marketplace for the Marvel brand, said Paul Duggarabedian, senior media analyst at Comscore. The film will now rely on Thanksgiving holiday corridor moviegoing to help move the big-budget superhero film closer to profitability and help to determine the film's ultimate success at the box office. While critics were lukewarm on The Marvels, giving the flick a 62% on Rotten Tomatoes, audiences were more receptive with an 85% score. Still, Disney had an uphill battle drawing moviegoers to theaters for its 33rd MCU film, which the company likely understood. CEO Bob Iger has already said this year that the studio would scale back its Marvel slate. After 2019's Avengers: Endgame, which wrapped up storylines and arcs for popular characters like Captain America, Chris Evans, and Iron Man, Robert Downey Jr., Marvel Studios' theatrical and streaming content has been hit or miss with audiences. It has also had a difficult time marketing its new projects to audiences, as it seeks to hit nostalgic notes but also push its storytelling forward. Marvel has simply set a very high standard for themselves, said Sean Robbins, chief analyst at boxoffice.com. When a new film or series is released, they have more pressure to stand on their own while also pushing the universe forward. Not to mention, the studio inundated Disney Plus with series in an effort to pad its platform, making some fans feel like they had to slog through hours of stories in order to understand what was happening in the films. Expanding the MCU brand past the Goldilocks zone of balanced exposure without feeling like homework to the casual audience has created a challenge for the franchise to begin correcting for, Robbins said. That is perhaps why The Marvels landed the second lowest opening day for MCU film, securing just $21.5 million on Friday. This figure includes $6.6 million from Thursday night previews. The only film to snare fewer ticket sales on its first day in domestic theaters was 2008's The Incredible Hulk, which was the second ever MCU film after Iron Man became a surprise smash earlier that year.
Broncos kicker Will Lutz made good on his do-over field goal attempt, much like Denver has done in rebounding from one of its most embarrassing defeats in franchise history, getting a second chance after missing wide right from 41 yards thanks to Buffalo being flagged for too many players. Lutz connected on a 36-yard field goal attempt as time expired to secure a 24-22 win over the sloppy, turnover-prone Bills on Monday night. The Broncos, 4-5, have won 3 straight and 4 of 6 since a 70-20 loss at Miami. And they came out of there week carrying over the momentum of a 24-9 victory over Kansas City, which ended a 16-game skid against their AFC West rival. The Bills, 5-5, continue to sink out of the playoff picture, having dropped 4 of 6. Forget defending their AFC East title for a 4th consecutive season. The Bills are suddenly in jeopardy of missing the playoffs altogether for the first time since 2018. The clock might also be ticking on offensive coordinator Ken Dorsey's tenure after the Bills failed to score 26 or more points for a 6th straight game. It matches Buffalo's worst stretch since Allen's rookie season in 2018. Tenure after the Bills failed to score 26 or more points for a 6th straight game. It matches Buffalo's worst stretch since Allen's rookie season in 2018. I'm confident. But I believe we can be better at the same time, Coach Sean McDermott said, when asked about Dorsey. And he had few answers on what's required to turn around a team whose offense is sputtering and defense held up for the most part despite missing 5 starters to injury. Lutz also overcame his own struggles in a game he missed an extra point by hitting the left upright, and was unable to get another extra point attempt off when holder Riley Dixon bobbled the snap. The turnover fest began on Buffalo's first play from scrimmage when Denver's Jaquan McMillan pried the ball out of the hands of running back James Cook to force a fumble. Allen followed up by ending Buffalo's second drive by having his hard pass over the middle glance off the hands of receiver Gabe Davis.